You're in charge. That's good. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Shut up. So yes, I'm standing in for Aidan today, who is away somewhere nice. So apologies in advance. I thought it was going to be a really quiet meeting, but look at us, we are absolutely rammed.
Let's
Brilliant.
move the table.
Yeah. That's twice, Barry. I
think there might be some heckling today.
Okay. So I'll attempt to follow this and kind of make it up as we go. Before I go any further, it's a real pleasure to welcome Andy back to the meeting. So welcome along. I'm also going to give that. In fact, I'll leave you to do that bit. But in fact, I won't be doing it. Andy's putting an application to join us.
Yay!
And for one meeting, you've done so much. That's great. So thank you very much.
Well done.
Now, the first point of the meeting is to hand over to the chap that does the Performance League.
Nice one.
So,
Who wants to get to stand up?
How will we know who they are?
we probably need to revise this script that Andy wrote.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. So, I'm assisted by my leadership team. Would you all please be upstanding?
I'm Vincent. Good morning, everyone. I'm Vincent. Very keen to get this going. I chair the membership committee and I'm also the official timekeeper. 60 seconds, no more, Brian. 60 seconds.
Oh, right. Yes, good morning, everybody. Brian, Social Secretary. Thank you.
Morning guys, Ben, Education Coordinator.
Well, everybody, I'm Terry, I do membership and recruitment standing in Scott.
Something like that. Yeah. Do you do that?
Should we sit down now?
Yes, would you?
Please be seated.
Please be seated. And I will take the pleasure of handing over to our membership secretary, Sab, who's going to tell you about the Performance League.
Yay! I've got a performance league here, it's on a table and I'll pass it around you can read it. Thank you, Terry. In true Miss World Star, or Mr. World Star, whichever you want. In third place, third, Matt Barry. Wow! Second place, Blake Cannon. And way out of the league, we've doubled the rest, we've got Toby. Well done, Toby.
Okie dokie. Following the Performance League, I'm going to hand to Ben for our education side.
Thank you very much. Well, we're in for a treat for today because we have the gorgeous Auntie Jane. Woo!
And her able assistant.
I'm busy, I'm writing.
And two more. Michaela's back with us again.
What am I going to do? Disappear?
Overhead.
Scarf, yeah,
Scarf. Yeah, I definitely need to see you guys. Good morning, everybody. Today's education starts. So, you are driving along in your two-seater car, and it's a wild and stormy night, and you pass by a bus stop and see 3 people waiting for the bus. First of all, an old lady who looks as if she's about to die.
What her story?
An old friend who once saved your life. And the perfect partner you've been dreaming about. So which one would you choose to offer a ride to, knowing that there could only be one passenger in your two-seater car? I might keep driving at this rate. Well, this is a moral or ethical dilemma. dilemma that was once actually used as part of a job application to see what they would say. So you could pick up the old lady because she is going to die, and really you should save her first. You should take her to the hospital and save her. Or you could take the old friend because he once saved your life, and this would be the perfect chance to pay him back. Or you may never be able to find your perfect dream partner again. This is a dilemma. So the candidate who was apparently hired out of 200 applicants had no trouble coming up with the answer. And he said, I would give the car keys to my old friend. And I'm going to let him take the old lady to the hospital. Off you go. And then I'm going to stay behind and wait at the bus stop with the partner of my dream. And the moral of the story is that business is full of ethical dilemmas, but never forget that the best answer might lie in creatively thinking outside the box.
We're going to have a word Thank you, Jane and team. That was fabulous.
Thank you.
So I'm going to pass across to Terry to discuss membership matters.
Yeah, thank you very much, David. In my role as membership. We've got a couple of membership matters. We're just finalising Christmas, just ironing out a couple of wrinkles on Christmas, but we're nearly there. And then Tara's present will be shortly.
Yeah, of course, that.
Looking forward to that. And also, I've got to mention Andy's applied to join the membership committee at the beginning of that, won't he, Mr. Membership Committee Chairman? Very much.
Okay, so let me move on, and I will pass our business card box that away. And I will pass the Tupperware box that away. We all know what we do with those. Whenever I get the control of the reins, I do like to mix it up, make things look a little difficult. So my favourite method of running the 60-second presentations is to make you squirm a little bit in your seats and make sure you listen. We are going to be running a game of nominations today. So the first person to deliver their 60 seconds will be last week's Oscar winner, who was Toby. Toby will go first, and then Toby will nominate who he wants to speak next. And then that person will speak, and they will nominate who they want to speak next. And it starts off really easy, and it gets really difficult to remember. Don't be the prat that stands up and ask someone to speak who's already had a go. Just make sure that you have a little listen and a tune in to who has spoken. So, we will begin. We are actually a much busier room than I anticipated, so it is going to be a 60-second round today, not a 90 or a 70 or 80 seconds. So, 60 seconds. Toby, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. My work as a licensed practitioner of motivation maps. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about the project I was going to be doing with the homeless charity in Harlech. Just finished that project yesterday. I have to say it was one of the most interesting, uplifting and fulfilling bits of work I've ever had. Working with these people who give their life in service to helping homeless people was really quite fantastic. I felt very educated, inspired, learning about the stuff they do, homelessness prevention, teaching people life values and cooking skills and shopping skills and things like that you don't even consider that these charities do. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that left me very excited by human nature. Very privileged and uplifted and very humbled actually by it all. So as I'm not going to win the Oscar, I thought I'd just talk about that today. Terrific. And nominate.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Barry from Blue Seraph. It was the end of our financial year a couple of weeks back, and we had a chance to kind of review the year, We've had an internal meeting with all the team looking at what things have been positive and what things have been negative. It's been a really up and down year for us. But someone who's always striving to be glass half full rather than half empty, not half-assed, it's a glass and looking at it, the sort of the range of clients that we've managed to build and create relationships with over the last year has massively increased. Now, the challenge is converting those into bigger projects and retaining those relationships. And I think it's something that we have a very strong reputation of within the branding and creative world. So we are very, very hopeful and optimistic about building on those relationships for this year. Thank you very much.
Next speaker is.
And it is Neil, who's not here.
Hi everyone, Neil from the Event Catering. Email got yesterday afternoon. Hi Neil, just wanted to drop a quick line about today's buffet. In one word, it was amazing. Thank you for going above and beyond for all our people with dietary requirements. High praise all round from the staff here, and the fruit platter was my personal favourite. That's how we roll. Thank you very much. Tina.
Good morning everybody, my name's Tina. I'm involved with the executive services of a secretarial and admin service. Although I do title reports, arrange meetings, today I'm going to London to support one of my clients at an event. Help us send out the invitations, chase them up if they're coming or not, and what's their dietary requirements. So that's what I do. So if you know anybody that's looking at doing a thing and needs an extra pair of hands, ask my details because I'll be happy to help. Terry.
Good morning everybody, Terry Mayling from CM Law Solicitors. At the extreme of cases this week, I've got a personal injury case. My client was hit by a 25-ton excavator on a building site. Didn't end well. At the other end of it, I've got a client who's walking across petrol forecourt and a car drove in, put her hand out to stop herself and got a little jar on her shoulder. So those are the extremes of personal injury cases I deal with. The man who got hit by the digger, we're looking for around, we've got a settlement meeting on Monday coming up, we're looking for around just over £1 million. A lady with a shoulder injury, a few £1,000. So they're the extremes. I'm looking for all of those and anything in between. Terry Mayling,
Sure.
I'll nominate Laura.
Clara down to mortgages and financial services. So I've been talking about rates going up quite a bit lately. They seem to be stabilising, which is always nice. So hopefully we can get a little bit of stability in this year. So I really wanted to talk this week more about equity release. Equity release is for borrowers who are over 55 and want to look at something that is more classed as a lifetime. So it's not got an end date, and it's often an opportunity for people either to clear an interest-only mortgage that they may not be able to clear otherwise, or either aspirationally or generally they need additional funds in their sort of later life / retirement, and they want to kind of free up that funds from the property that they have. There's so many different options with it. You can pay the interest on it so that the loan doesn't grow. You can have it rolling up if you can't afford that. So it's really a great option for the older borrower to have a look and see what they can do to actually enjoy their later life. So if you know anyone who that may help, feel free to give them my details. Clara down to mortgages and financial services.
And?
James.
Morning, I'm James from Brown & Brown Insurance. Property owners, I find that drum every now and again, but this week I had one that was being sublet. It had a petrol station in it, it had a motor trader in it, and it had someone living above it. I wouldn't want to be the person living above it to start with, but I wouldn't want to be the person trying to insure it, but I was. So after lots and lots of phone calls going off to markets that I don't usually speak to, we eventually got them a deal that saved them quite a bit of money. So if you have property owners, whether it's residential, commercial, a split of the two, weird and wonderful people in it, give us a shout, because I could do with getting a few more grey hairs, and that's a good way of doing it. So James Brown Insurance, property owners, the lot. And we'll go with John.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from Germany. We supply all the security. This week I want to talk about intercom. We install various different types of intercom, depending on what device we've got. This is the unit that connects to our access control system in our office. So we've got these installed. Not only does it connect to the access control, but it also talks to our phone system. So anywhere in the world, we can answer our mobile shooter and let people in. But for other clients, we have this one. This one connects to their Zoom telephone system. They again can answer the phone anywhere in the world and divert it to any extension of their Zoom corporate system. But again, they can also open the door. But there's loads and loads of different types out there. This one works for Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is a pain in the neck. This is the one we found that works with Microsoft Teams. And we're working with a client, this is going over to this year too. I've got 5 more seconds left. And this one we use at Jersey Harbours. We picked 2 in because they actually have the big SOS ones as well for weather conditions. So if you want a good intercom, John Germany. My nomination will be Ben.
Good morning, everybody. Ben Golding from Utilities Warehouse. I help people to save money with their essential household utilities. I then get to help them reduce their bills even more by shopping with our unique cashback card. Now, more and more cashback partners are coming on board all the time, and with IKEA and Aldi as our latest cashback partners, it can really make a massive difference. Just like it did with my bill this month. So for my gas, electricity, my mobile and handset, my landline, my broadband and my boiler cover, this month is the grand total of £46.77. That's after getting £130 cashback just by doing my shopping. So this week I'm looking for not only people that want to save money with the UK's cheapest, most trusted and most recommended company, but also those savvy shoppers that want to get the shop to pay their bill for them. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse. And I'm going to nominate Tall Paul.
Hello, I'm Paul from Solitaire Plumbing and Heating. Today I'd like to join forces with James, if possible, to take vengeance on the Turkish barbers. Destroyed my hair. Now, in all seriousness, anything really, all plumbing, all heating work, from a dripping tap to a full heating install to a most complicated boiler install, we can do it all. Domestic and commercial, the cream of the crop would be the bigger jobs, the council work, the social housing, hospitals. It's just regular income. It's regular work as well, I suppose. But we can offer such a good service. Literally get an email from the customer, we phone up the tenant, we go out and do it. It works well for everyone involved. But if we was to work for, say, Mrs. Smith down the road, we'll equally do a good job there and treat her with respect. So there's no job too big, no job too small. Paul from Solitaire. Thank you.
And
we'll go with Andy.
I'm Andy from Guardian Hygiene Services. Probably just start with, just before we started, someone didn't quite know what we do. So any site, property, company that's got more than 5 employees must have a water risk assessment, Legionella risk assessment, a bit like fire, a bit like pat testing. Everyone gets their fire done, everyone gets their pat testing done, but no one deals with the water, so you deal with it every day. So it's a very much not known part of the compliance industry is legislation, but obviously not coming from a lawyer background, but if it starts going wrong, then we'll be going on to court. I've been in my new role for about the first 3 months, so the sales targets, always to start the year, you always think, oh, how am I doing that this year? You kind of go, but good Q1 start, it's going well, and fingers crossed it carries on.
thank you. And your nomination? Thank you very much. On the very smallest scale ever, I built a website this week that is potentially the smallest website I've ever created. It's for my daughter for the charity fundraising evening that she's running soon. She wanted a facility, basically a QR code and a web address that they can put on a school poster that someone can then visit and purchase tickets So she started to look at a ticket business. They wanted to take 15% of each ticket price, which is money, right? So I said, hang on, we can do a really simple form. We can connect it to a Stripe account, 1.5% plus 20p per transaction. So selling 120 tickets, she saved £150 extra fundraising to go towards her event. So super turbo, one-page website, dynamic form, tickets, so that kind of stuff is all possible, it's all doable. Scott, thank you. And I will nominate Brian.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. Brian Page, hypnotherapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Timothy, or as he likes to be known now, Tim, was 12 years old. He finished choir practice, left the church. It was a dark, cold, damp November evening. When he hit the cold air, he needed a wee. So looking round, he found a large tombstone, and he was in midstream, and a loud voice said, "What are you doing?" And the vicar's wife, formidable vicar's wife, came into view and told him about watering the dead. Anyway, he absolutely froze. When she left, he couldn't start again. And that was the start of his, excuse me, what we call shy bladder. Then he could not use toilets in pubs, restaurants, cinemas, or anything like that. Now, because he had the vision of the vicar's wife in his mind when he went to a public toilet. Well, we got rid of that, excuse me, that vision. He had a few wee sessions, and now he's absolutely fine, and he can use public toilets. That's Brian Page, hypnotherapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Keeping on street. Thank you. I will nominate Vincent. There we go, yeah. Come on, Vincent.
It's Vincent from Speakprint. We'll be based in Ganshill Village, home of the famous Ganshill Roundabout. Many of you have been there. So, menus. I'm looking for independently owned restaurants, cafes, eating houses, all these sort of things. What we do, the Bell, the Beauvoir Arms. It's down the road now, don't you? It's longer. That'll be it anyway. Look, these are all the menus, but this is the pièce de résistance. These have been made so they go into one of those hardback leather things. But now today is the 14th of March, and we all know what that is, don't we? It's the steak and day. So they do a very nice gold leaf tomahawk in the restaurant. Doesn't include chips or pepper sauce. Doesn't include any vegetables whatsoever. However, it is £120. So, how to cut it? Oh, we're done. Oh, we are. Thank you. Speakprint, you think it, we ink it. Oh yes, of course. I'm going to nominate Stuart.
Morning everybody, Stuart from LG Networks, telecommunications. John actually mentioned Microsoft Teams earlier, which is something that we're getting increasingly involved with. Lots of businesses use Microsoft Teams for their internal communications and for their, to run their chat and their calendar and email, and then they will use a completely separate telephone system. There's actually no need to do that. You can actually integrate a telephone system into Microsoft Teams. You've got one piece of, one pane of glass basically providing all of those services. And you can just actually ask Microsoft or ask your IT provider to switch on the voice element in Teams if you want to. However, it's very expensive and it's not actually very good. Now, we actually provide a product that can plug directly into Teams. It's about half the price of the Microsoft product. It's a lot more flexible. So if you know any businesses that are using Microsoft Teams, yeah, please come in touch with me. I'm happy to talk to them about the phone Teams. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
And Stuart?
Good morning, everyone. Leanne from Brentwood Interiors. So, I like to say that my design provide spaces. I've gone a different route now. Work for my clients' lifestyle and their needs, and it can be one room or it can be a whole home. I take their rooms from bland to wow. So my design consultation is a great intro to my services. That's 90 minutes in their home to talk about any room, and we can go further from there. So I am looking to connect with estate agents, builders, architects, and of course, homeowners. So if you know anybody of those people, I would love to be put in touch with them. Thank you. That's Leanne of Brooklyn Interiors. Mike.
Good morning, Mike from Brentwood Media. So I provide videography, photography and drone coverage predominantly for businesses and events. And the bulk of my work is sort of on the creative capturing marketing content side of it. But as I've mentioned before, what I also do sometimes is roof surveys with drones. I've got a drone and it's really handy for it. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that a little bit. Last week I drove all the way down to Reading to do a roof survey for a hospital down there. We were on site for 30 minutes, then I drove all the way back a bit. Made a day's money out of it, but they saved probably £4,000 to £5,000 not having to scaffold the whole building. So we just put the drone up, checked what areas needed working on, then they just scaffolded those sections. I provide full RAMs, risk assessments, method statements, all that sort of stuff. So HSE are really happy about everything we're doing, all done properly and all that side of things. So yeah, I'm looking for building companies, developers and site maintenance companies that just want quick, easy roof surveys done. We can save them a load of money and a load of time, and it's something I can just squeeze in around my other work and feels like going nicer. It's Michael Blackwood's Media. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm going to nominate Chris. No, I think that's his name. Very much.
Good morning everybody, Chris from Travel Philosophers, and now I'm a member. I actually thought the other day, what am I going to do days a week? But it's actually quite easy because I love what I do. And when somebody comes up to me and says, look, I want 4 days away, for example, somebody came up, my friend said, never been to Venice, want to have a really romantic 4 days away. Do you know Venice? I do because I've been there once, but research the whole area, research bars, research restaurants, nightclub in Venice, like a really good nightclub, because they're much younger than me. Had a fantastic time. We've come back, and we've now got 2 weeks in these later in the year. But that's what I do. I try and put something together rather than just send you away on holiday. It's more of an experience about where you're going and what you'll be doing. So that's my
Chris, and there's only a couple of choices left. As a new member, have you got everyone's names yet?
No, I haven't. Blake.
Terry said again, you ain't been. I was like, shh. Blake from Ammo Hive, your airsoft and outdoor clothing supplier. This week, talk about camping again, I suppose. If anyone knows anyone was going camping in the summer and needs a tent, Scott needs a tent by the looks of it. Any camping gear, stoves, tents, sleeping bags, sleeping mats, hoodies, anything camping related really, or airsoft if anyone wants to come and play airsoft. April 21st, Paul's dropped out because he thinks that a holiday in the Maldives is better than coming and playing airsoft.
Matt's coming.
Or Morocco then. Well, I told Matt to come last week.
Yeah, exactly. You can't call
he had no choice, he's coming anyway. So yeah, anyone who needs any outdoor clothing, wants to come airsoft, I'm your man, let me know.
And your nomination
you've gone
is going to be one remaining member.
Is it Matt?
No.
Which is...
It's got to be James.
It's got to be Jane. See, Jane's an odd one because she did the... I was going to say Jane did the education stuff, so I thought she'd already gone.
Keep digging. So, hello everybody, Auntie Jane, the English cream tea company, delivering deliciousness all over the UK. Now, we here in England know how to pronounce Worcester or Worcestershire sauce. The Americans Worcestershire and all of that rubbish. But do you know how to pronounce the horse racing event where the ladies wear hats and the royal family are? Because if you say Ascot, you're wrong. Ascot. It is Ascot, so it ends E-T. Those in the know pronounce, and Ascot was the hot water thing that your great auntie had in her flat, you know? Anyway, Ascot. Well, it's coming up to Ascot season, it's coming up to all of those Henley and so on. And please remember that we also supply picnics. We deliver gorgeous picnics. They can be chilled, ready to go, to take with you on your journey, or for corporates. And if you hear of a corporate event putting on such a thing, sometimes in a big bus to Derby Day and so on, we're your people. Picnics as well. Thank you.
And I believe that is all of the
It's covering your
guests. So terrific, well done everybody. Toby, over to you please for nomination today.
Quite slim picking, if I'm honest. I did, mine was very good actually. I didn't know about the picnic, so that was very interesting. And really, because it's tradition, it's between Matt and Vince. Vince was a bit shit, so Matt, very good, but actually, yeah, no, mistakes, lovely. Actually, I think it's great to hear testimonials. I think we should give more testimonials. We should give testimonials for each other. So it is going to Neil.
Okay, so we have all delivered our 60 seconds, we have delivered the Oscar. At this point, I would normally hand over to the meeting secretary to stand up and make something up about membership. Do you want to do that, or should we? Let's do that, let's do it. Let's do it.
Good morning again, everybody. Terry Magan, standing in for the secretary, Scott. So we've got some activity today. There are these things here. We all know that this is just a show. You should be recording them online, right? If they're not, then they don't count. So just put your act together. Yeah, today just under £4,000 of business and 10 referrals. So they go off and go to the meeting. So make sure you record them, otherwise they don't count. No points.
Fantastic, Terry. Do we have anything like a synergy team?
Yes.
Ooh, we do.
Tina?
Who would like to give us a summary of a...
Yeah, go on.
Go on, Tina.
Okay.
Clean, clean as well. Are you the only one there?
There was 4 of us, and it was really good synergy, got to know a lot.
Brilliant.
Thank you. And now the highlight of the show, it is this week's 10-minute presentation.
Ooh.
So to talk about all that business, I'm going to hand to Ben.
Thank you very much. Right, just before they introduce today's gorgeous, handsome, sexy speaker, I'm going to give you an update for the upcoming speakers. So, yeah, next week we have on the 21st, Aidan will be doing the 10 minutes and Vince will be down for the education slot. The 28th, Blake will be doing the 10 minutes and a bit of a swap around here. No, you're Aidan's next week, you're the 28th. So we had to do a bit of a swap around to accommodate the people, and Scott will be doing the education slot that day. Into April the 4th, Vince will be doing the 10 minutes and I'll be doing the education slot. And then finally on the 11th, John will be doing the 10 minutes then. And Toby will have you doing the education slot that day. Okay. And then on the 18th, we have got hopefully a special guest coming down to do something. Hence why we had a bit of a swap around there. As well. So when it is your turn to do the 10 minutes, please go to the EBF website, download the bio sheet and get it to me a day or two beforehand. If you can't do your 10 minutes for whatever reason, or please let me know as soon as possible. We'll do our best to swap things round. And now I'm going to hand over to Terry to introduce today's speaker.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ben.
Last minute.
Well, yeah, today's speaker is not going to come as a great surprise, but we'll do our best. The speaker's name is Ben Golding. I didn't make that up, it actually said Ben Golding.
Yeah.
That must be right. His business name is Utility Warehouse, and his position in the company is Squadron Leader. I think the group leader, Squadron Leader sounds so better.
Starship Commander. There you go, that's a better one.
He's just been promoted. The nature of the business is helping people to save money, get out of debt, and live a dream lifestyle. Very laudable. Some of the things he'd like you to know about: a prized possession, a diamond that was his mother's and grandmother's that Marcel Sarg made. Really nice.
Yes, I haven't got it on today, but
yeah. How I relax. I'm not sure if these go together or not. You can elaborate if you want. Whiskey and wine. I've heard they never mix, but whatever.
Have a whiskey first to warm up and then get on the wine.
With £1 million cash, I would buy more whiskey and wine. Better whiskey and wine, I reckon.
Yeah.
Rather than more. And the last one, I'm not sure if this is after, I think this is as a result of drinking the whiskey and wine. A dish I can cook well, and I've told you before, it's fish fingers and custard. I think you don't imagine that after the whiskey and wine, right?
Don't knock it till you've tried it. It's actually quite.
A bowl.
You're never going to make it happen.
Anyway, without more ado, Ben Golding.
Thank you. So this is kind of quite last minute, if you like, for today. So I thought I'd do something slightly different. So obviously you all know about the services that UW has to offer, because I go on about it every week in the 10 minutes. But and also you've heard in the 10 minutes, 60 seconds, sorry. But also you heard as well how the cashback card can make a massive difference. And like my bill this month, £46 for all the services. Because of the £130 cashback, so it can make a massive difference. And obviously with the Audi and IKEA coming on board later on. So with the service side of things, the way we're going forward, it's kind of a good place now. So we've just gone through our 1 million customers now, so we've not only just passed it, we've smashed past it now. So we are growing really fast. And one of the reasons is with the energy prices that are coming out now. We're now recommended by Uswitch, by MoneyWise, by Which Magazine, The Times, The Telegraph. Really big endorsements, and our new tariffs that's coming out are way below the April price cap. So even if people have had a look before and there wasn't a saving then, there probably is now, because the prices have really changed. So a couple of things are happening over the imminently. Obviously, we know with the cashback card, Google Pay has come. That's now Apple Pay is coming in. We're just figuring out the last couple of bits. That should be launched at our seminar next month. So at least Apple Pay will be up and running. We have a new EV tariff coming out imminently for those that have got electric cars. That's going to try and help them save money, and we are going to be going back to helping businesses to save money as well. But I'll keep you posted as these happen, because when I say they're imminent, that means it could happen next month, it could happen in December. So we don't know when it's going to be coming out, but they're the things that we're working on at the moment to bring out later this year. Now, I've been involved in the company now for 13 years. And for those of you that obviously are newer to the group, my background is that I'm a singer. So I've been very lucky to have a good career in the entertainment world. I was in West End for a couple of years, I was in Joseph, then went on the tour there, then I've been on cruise ships, had a song in the dance charts. I even presented a TV show on cable TV years and years ago with Lindsay DePaul there, who came up to about there as well. So it was quite an interesting experience. But when you're working in the entertainment world, it's a really fickle business to be in. 1 minute you're riding high, in love and life, got the gigs, got the cabarets, got the shows coming in. Next minute you've got no income whatsoever, and you have to go and find a job putting pipes behind the bar just to have a bit of money coming in to pay bills. So when I found UW 13 years ago, it was very different back then. But I thought if I could earn a few £100 extra a month, that'd be kind of handy, just having that security. Now, back then, it was £200 to become a partner, and the most we earned up front was 50 quid. There, not a lot, but it was that residual income that I was interested in. This residual income, this passive style income, this royalty style income, really appealed to me, especially for later on in life, because things like pensions and things like that, you're not very good in the entertainment world with pensions, so having that for later on in life, knowing I've got that security. Now, very different. It's £10 to register as a partner, and we earn up to £300 per customer. So very, very different to how it was, but it's still that residual income that attracted me to the business in the first place. Now, obviously, over the last couple of years, as you know, sort of like my health's not been 100%. It's been a bit of a yo-yo driver, and obviously with things coming in, knowing that you've got that income, it gives you that security. It's a bit like when the pandemic happened, the entertainment world just stopped, because obviously I still gig now, but in the pandemic there was no income at all, no shows, no performances, anything. So luckily,
having the security now covers the mortgage, it covers the bills, it covers the council tax, it covers my whiskey and wine bill, which is probably the biggest one of all, to be fair. But knowing you've got that, and with the health side of things, it's knowing that it doesn't matter if you have to take time off. That you've got that income, you've got that security. So I'm going to play, if it works, a video for you now that might give you an idea of maybe people that you maybe not have thought of before that could benefit from having this extra income and the security of having a passive income. No, it's not. There we go.
I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I literally couldn't walk, and my world just stopped. Everything that I knew was destroyed, so my mental health obviously took a massive hit as well. I wasn't the breadwinner, I was bringing in main income, and I just felt like I was never going to work again. UW has been brilliant because I can plan my own days and my own weeks. If I don't feel well enough to get up, I don't have to take a time off. Not only that, it boosted my confidence, I have that motivation now. So it allows me more time and flexibility.
I have rheumatoid arthritis, and that affects my mobility, and I get a lot of chronic pain, and now I'm not able to go to work because of my illness. The money that I get comes from benefits. UW, it's really helped me in the sense that it supplements me where I can pay for my shopping. UW gives me comfort by giving me peace of mind. The hours that I put in for UW is like, say, about 10 to 15 hours a week. It's flexible, because if I have to go out to work, it will cause an issue of taking time off. It's my business, and I work it how I want to. I don't have to answer to a boss. I'm my own boss, and I like being my own boss. I want to show people that's got an illness that they can build a business as well. It's for everybody, because when you have an illness, you feel like there's nothing else you can do, but there is.
I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in my early 20s, which has led on to a few unexpected issues going forward. I've now got to have a new stomach made, and not being able to go out there and work has had a massive, massive impact in my income. I looked at UW thinking we can have that upfront income and a long-term residual income. Residual income is a bit like being a pop star or an author, doing the work once and getting paid over and over. So a couple of £1,000 every single month into my bank account, which means that I do not have to worry. And if I'm not feeling well or I'm having a procedure done and I have to take the time off, it doesn't matter because I know I've got that residual income coming in to cover every single bill. Going forward, I know that I'm going to be having to have more periods of time in the hospital, and quite probably looks like I'm going to be having another operation. But the nice thing about having the security with UW, it doesn't matter how long it takes me to recover, whether that's a day, a week, a month, or a year, it really doesn't matter because we have the peace of mind knowing that we've got that income coming in so you can relax and concentrate on getting better.
UW is great for anybody that's got a disability, and if you're suffering with your mental health, it has totally changed my life, and I was in a very, very dark tunnel, and UW shone that light, and it's completely changed my way of thinking, my way of living. It's given me inspiration, so carry on.
So I hope that helps maybe giving you an idea of people that you may not have thought to recommend me to. Along with other people, it's very easy to say, oh, I'm looking to help people save money in their bills. Yes, we can help people save money, and yes, we can help people have that extra income coming in by recommending the services. But also people that may be struggling, that you may not have thought they could help. They could really benefit from having that income. They're the people that I'd like you to be connect me with. So I can explain from my own background, knowing how UW's helped me And also, obviously, with my op coming up next, well, in about 7 weeks' time now, so I'll be a lot skinnier. I'll be about 2.5 stone lighter afterwards. So I'll be sort of having the idea to go shopping again, use my cashback card. But that's the sort of people that I'm looking for at the moment. So if you know anybody, please do not hesitate to put me in touch. But I'd like to say thank you for listening. We're up to 9 minutes.
Ben, thank you. Excellent presentation as always.
It was only put together last night, so.
Well done.
That was a good bit of video editing and everything else. Do we have any questions?
Terry.
Just very briefly, with the people who are trying to recruit to do this, is there an age limit?
I've got 18 is the youngest, but so the youngest I've got in the team is actually 18. The oldest I've got in the team, still going, is 84. There, it's not Brian, by the way. But he actually only joined the team about 3 years ago. There, when he was there, because he wanted maybe top of his pension, but more the social side. To be fair, was why he's joined, and yeah, he likes his wine as well. So yeah. Matt,
what's your favourite whiskey?
Oh, see, I'm a bit I do like Jack Daniels, but I like the. To be fair, I'm not fussy. Really, I'm not like anybody's.
Moonshine's being bought.
Yeah, whatever's being bought in the freezer, really, I'll happily drink anything. Scott.
5G, where are we?
5G? Oh, it's out.
It's out.
Done. That came out about 3 months ago.
How do I get it on my phone? Switch it on. 5G.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We can get you a new 5G enabled SIM if it's not.
Thank you very much.
There you go. So, because I've got to do, I haven't done mine yet either yet, so I need to go. So it was only when I was sitting in London the other day, and it was Steve who I was with said, "How come you've got 5G? I don't get 5G." He said, "You need to get update the SIM." I was like, "Oh." So I had to do that.
That's a for me. Fantastic.
You got it. There we go.
Ben, thank you.
Oh, sorry. Got one more. Right.
I've got a cashback card.
Yeah.
I feel quite lucky if I get 10 or 15 pounds back.
Need to spend more.
Well, I was thinking, you've got 146 back. How much do you have to spend to get 146?
I mean, that's not a normal month for me. I will be honest. Normally, on average, I get around £30 to £35 cash back. But I use mine for everything there. So with my Ocado shops, and if I'm looking into Aldi, if I'm going to the fish and chip shop, I used it in the pub the other day. Literally anything that I use my cashback card.
But you can't use it everywhere, can you?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yes.
Literally anywhere that takes a card, you could use it here. There, literally anywhere, you'll get cashback. There, I mean that was a particularly big one because I have bought a couple of big things for the new place, like a new bed and the carpets and things like that. So it was a particularly big one. But normally on average I get around 30 to 35. But I use it for everything. Thank you for listening then. I'm going to stay where I am.
Thank you very much. Really, really good. And so, don't sit down.
No.
Because we move to the referrals and testimonials round. We all know what we're doing. We don't talk about what we haven't done. We talk about what we have completed and what we are doing. We will start different this week. Yeah, I know. We're going to start with Tina in the ladies' corner. And come around, not the naughty corner, but the ladies' corner.
Naughty but nice.
Really good. And is that you, Mike, with the...
No, it wasn't me, no.
No, I tried to get Mike, but he was too cheap.
This one is for you, because you asked about the private eye.
Yes.
And then we just put it activity, let you know. So
Fab. No, brilliant. Oh, good. Brilliant.
So as far as I know, it's
Thank you very much.
and what can we get Andy and I'll see you next week. Yeah, so as I said before, I'm a little bit in and out this month because I've got a big competition coming up just over a week. So Shannon's going to come see you all next week. So yeah, anything you need from us, feel free to chat with her. Of course, you know everything that's going on, and she'll cover that all off. But in the meantime, if anyone wants one-to-one, very happy to get things scheduled in. And I know, Terry, we've scheduled one in already for once everything's a little quieter in April. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me and we can get something in. But brilliant meeting, and I'll see everyone soon.
Thank you. So Ben, I wonder how long it took for UW to realise you were a big asset to them.
Oh.
You're part of their conferences and things, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a company trainer and a company presenter as well.
Thank you. And that was excellent. Of course it's excellent. But I hadn't realised the W stood for wine and whiskey.
Absolutely, yeah. Depending on what mood you're in, it can stand for a lot of things.
Moving swiftly on. I have a one-to-one today with our Terry, but I think I will record it next week, don't I, rather than this week. That's lovely. And welcome, Andy. It's lovely to see you here. And that was very hard for you today, not knowing all the names. So you did very well. Once I did the order of height order, you'd have struggled in terms of now who, because you're a newcomer here, but you are most welcome. Thank you.
Right, 10 minutes, Ben, well done. Very interesting. I better put my order in for the 5Gs in.
Yeah, to be fair, I've got to do my
Welcome, Andy. Glad you're joining us. And I've got a one-to-one with Paul after this meeting. Yeah, thank you. See you all next week.
We've got a bit very clear and concise what we do. Welcome, Andy, and see you all next week.
Yeah, welcome to Andy. I've got a thank you for the money to ex-member Kieran, but he's not here, which for the project that I showed in my 10 minutes a little while ago, so we've closed up now. Yeah, fantastic. Ben White. She's in the video before, but yeah, very good, very well run. She's 5 at UW. And Jane, handsome man, best friend, old nearly dead lady. Oh, hang on, stuff.
Yeah. It was because you and Michaela. You passed yourself on a day.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
I got a referral for Vince for a sign. And you mentioned that people don't get their firearms certified properly. Medium business don't do the firearms, the emergency lighting, their barriers, their gates, their doors. Medium businesses just forget it. And trying to get them to actually get it do it the same as the water is a nightmare.
Really good thing. Fantastic. Welcome, Andy. That was there a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. That's Paul. Tall. People know you, Tall. I was just getting used to everybody's names, but thank you very much. That's not a group Paul.
I've got a call for David, not here today. Send him some photos of a few things in my house. He's like, yeah, they need changing. So he's hopefully going to be coming over next week as well. Neil, it's a ladies' night, but partners night they're calling it now. In the summer festival, they were saying about doing different like street foods, if you like pizzas, things you talked about last week. I was like, I know a man who can do this. So he's probably going to give you a shout, but I won't put it through to the referral till he's doing so they can start organising it probably for April. So, but yeah, I was like literally exactly what you said last week. So just go show 10 minutes work because it's only for about, it's probably for about 160. So it's not massive, but big enough to yeah. We'll have a chat. No problem at all.
I've got a Ben, thank you for that. Thank you to Neil supplying me with some buffet menu ideas for a party which we're going to look at. Come back to on. Thank you to Leanne for a great one-to-one that we had following last week's meeting. We did a turn something around to some website work, I hope. And Ben for his I won't put
Well done, Ben. Thank you for swapping over at short notice. You sort of dropped it in your intro, but we always used to say, can you prepare a week in advance just in case things like this happen? It's worthwhile doing so. If you're doing 10 minutes, prepare a week in advance if you can. Like Ben did today. Thank you very much for doing that. That's really good. And quick update, the referrals are now, well, this way now, Tiger Bed's moved during the week. And I went to a good business and professional meeting with Tina, Paul and Howard. Nice to see Howard. Yeah, but nice to see Howard. And thank you for an ex-member.
Great, it's got Jane.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, very good.
Great 10 minutes, Ben. Thank you very much. We'll see you all soon. Thank you.
Okay, great 10 minutes, as always. 4 marks, maybe less. Good, Ed Slot, Jane. Surprised now Mike pulls off an old lady really well.
Quite really this lady, isn't it?
Could be in the next right showroom. I got a referral from Clara for my hairdresser, who will be looking for his mortgage renewal in the next couple of months.
You have a hairdresser.
Cuts around the hat. The hat doesn't come off, just cuts around it. I've lost my train of thought now, thanks. Bring me in, she's got next week.
Good meeting, thank you for your slot. 10 minutes as always, you know. I do want to catch up with you about something, and catch up with you as well a bit later. A possibility. And yet, as you can see, it's good to have a chat. Football man, so I will sit next to you more often. And yeah, see you next week.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you for being involved. I've had a stutter since I was a very young lad, and coming into a room of people and presenting things is going to gain my confidence in terms of that personal side, not just the business side. So thank you very much for that. I need to learn a bit more about how the referral systems and that work, which I've got I think I said last week, I've got over 9,500 people on LinkedIn, so I use that as a tool very much. So if anyone needs anything or wants to connect, I always share it. That's the good social media side. I'm not the best at it, but I've just managed to get a lot of people, so feel free to send anything that you need. I'll see you next week.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Jane, I loved your educational stuff, thank you. Ben, you're a wicked bloke. Toby, I one with my daughter.
Yeah.
You got her to talk, mate, so
yeah.
I can't recommend this man enough, he's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's it, thank you.
And yes, when I joined, I was a nervous wreck when I was doing 60-second stuff, but I really do feel like EPF has transformed my presentation skills and my confidence in brilliant. It's always an inspiration. You're such a cheery and positive guy, and you know, no matter what life throws at you, you tell it to fuck off.
That's the whiskey, to be fair.
Yeah. Right, I have a one-to-one with Stuart. And actually, there's some last-minute things in there to get to tell you. Referred to Scott, not sure how hot it is after yesterday's conversation, so I'm going to do that. I have a thank you to the money for the next member. I have a referral from Mike, Sheffield. Give me a call. Or if you, are you going to come to the event today? What event?
The one at the centre.
I have a referral to Stuart, which will probably relate in another one-to-one. Just, I know we might be ahead of time, but I want to have discussions about like the Office 365, what you were talking about, the telephone and the Teams integration. Clients seem to be getting more and more pissed off on using Zoom. Everyone is just on Teams, but I have so many issues with Teams. I hate Teams.
Yeah.
But loads of clients are like, yeah, anyway. And then I have
Sorry.
I have a referral to Mike for another client, A2O. Briefly spoke to you about it before, but they really want to get going, and that's perfect for your 60 seconds. They are a classic building company, beds, those stuff. So yeah, thank you very much.
Right, after a brief conversation with me, it was a fantastic meeting, with a fantastic export and a fantastic term. Thank you. Doesn't like the word great. Oh. There you go. Chris and Andy, welcome. I have got for Leanne, a blind guy, He also does shutters as well. Thank you for the money to Stuart, and a thank you for the one-to-one with Paul and his daughter. And I was at an event the other day, an event that actually Terry recommended that he did turn up to, the Bank of England one, which was boring as shit. It was the worst networking event I've ever been to, but I did see ex-members Jill and Kim in there, and they send their love and hugs and kisses when they use them.
I do love you, Ben.
Oh.
Not in a physical way, obviously.
Hope not.
Yeah. Feeling official. So I've got a thank you for the money to Stuart. Thank you very much. Can't really what, I know it's really well printed. And also thank you to the money, for the money, to EBF for printing the activity records and referrals. So give it to Scott. And also I've been doing work for Sarah Steele, ex-member, and Fran Neal, ex-member. That shows you that even though people leave the group, or you belong to any groups back in the day, you still keep in touch with them, you still become friends and clients. So it's a very positive testimony for EBF. Yay, we're the best. Bye.
Love you, bye.
I'll just wait.
That's not the door.
Referral for Dave for some more ongoing work that he and Brentwood attach. Yes, one time with Matt, thank you very much for your hospitality. And yeah, nothing else, and then I'll hear.
Thank you.
Bye, Vince.
Anyone you like, take your own.
It's from actually this. There we go. Drum roll, please. We walk back to Toby. It's from you, from Toby to Kia.
Excellent. Okay. Well, yes, I'm thoroughly pleased by how what I figured was going to be a small and quiet meeting has turned into a lively, busy, bustling one for referral business. So well done. Before I close the meeting, do we have anybody that would like to stand up and talk about anything at all? Is there anyone? Matthew.
An learned friend and I will be exhibiting at Brentwood Centre from about an hour's time for quite a large business networking opportunity. I really would recommend people, if you've got even half an hour, top down, free to enter, like 200 businesses exhibiting, and you can come and see my new light up banner.
What time are you there till?
3. It shuts at 3.
Seminars and things.
No, it's literally just businesses and.
There's not very cost.
No. Yeah. But you can come and have a biscuit that's branded. A branded
biscuit. There you go. It's worth coming down for.
You can go and purchase your own tea.
Terrific. Okay. Any other? Terry.
Ryan, we put forward a social event, the Crystal Maze. I don't know if any of you are interested or spoken to Brian, but it's really good fun. We've done it before a few years ago at EBS, so if you're interested, please let Brian know. We're looking to nail down some dates and some people, aren't we? Yeah.
So what?
The Crystal Maze.
Yes,
We're going to do a social event. If anyone's interested, please let Brian know. We don't know when it is yet.
If it's before May, then I'm in.
Yes, the weddings that take place on Saturday, 13th of April. And it's suggested it's in the afternoon, and then you can go for a meal afterwards. I'll also send the email round, so please think about it, those who haven't already done so, and let me know. It's the more the merrier. A group of 8 would be marvellous.
We could use it for Mike's 40th birthday, which is the day before.
But they do have activities where you can get totally soaking wet and then get locked in.
Oh, yeah.
It's Mike's birthday on the Friday before that as well.
Oh. That's what I just said. No, I said, well, yeah, my 40th, yeah. No, yeah, my 40th.
Okay, well, I think that is us finished then. So, thank you all very much. Terrific meeting. Really, really enjoyed it. You off, Tina? Still here. Yeah. Right. Well, shall I finish this off so we can go? Thank you very much indeed. See you all next week.